Hi buds. Fun fact, as always, did you know that I have spent more money on therapy than I have on groceries in the past 4 years? Yeah, and mind you, groceries are expensive AF. For anyone curious about the math, yes, I have spent $12,000 over the past 4 years. That is $3,000 a year, $250 a month, and about $62 a week on therapy. I know that is such a huge amount. I have gained a lot of value from it, and I'm gonna condense $12,000 worth of information into this one video. So definitely stay till the end so you can get all of your money's worth. And if you are new here, hi, I am Gigi. I make videos about adulting. Life in your 20s is hard, man. I talk about relationships, friendships, money, physical health, mental health. If you're going through it, I probably am too, so we might as well cry about it together. So please leave a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about next. What are you struggling with in adulting right now? And with that, let's get into the video. Therapy is intimidating. You tell your deepest, darkest secrets to this stranger. Your fear of never being successful, your childhood traumas, your body insecurities, that one awkward interaction you had in middle school, and they help you unpack all of that. I'm big on investing in stocks and index funds and mutual funds, but let me tell you, this is the most valuable, life-changing investment I've ever made for myself. So here are 10 important lessons I've learned and the tea behind them. Okay, the first is that your inner child is driving the car. Well, for a lot of people. Most people have not done the inner work. They have not healed their inner child. Anything jarring that happened to you when you were a child can easily turn into lifelong wounds because as a child, you did not have the coping mechanisms to process and heal then. So now in adulthood, when something triggers you, it's often triggering the child in you. The things that we needed as children that we didn't get actually stay in our subconscious and guide a lot of our thoughts, feelings, and actions into adulthood. For example, if your parents didn't have a lot of time for you as a child and you felt neglected or unloved, it's very likely that you're gonna carry that into adulthood. You will see the world from that lens. You might be more sensitive to someone not texting you back fast enough because your inner narrative is still that child that's like, I don't feel loved. I'm not loved enough. So much of who you are, how you think, how you feel, how you speak to people, what bothers you, how you handle what bothers you, is actually formed from childhood, which is why tell me about your childhood is the cliche question that a therapist will ask to understand you. The second lesson I've learned is what happened to you is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal from it. That man that cheated on you, that family member that hurt you, that's not your fault. But it's your job to fix it, unfortunately. A lot of past hurt or mental illnesses can manifest in bad behaviors. Like, I always thought, oh, I have a short temper, and yeah, I can probably trace it back to this from my childhood. Because past baggage is still not an excuse for shitty behavior. And you might be thinking, why? Why is it my responsibility to fix this? Like, I did not inflict the pain. Why do I have to deal with the baggage of working through the pain? There's this quote I like that sums it up. It says, if you don't heal what hurt you, you will bleed on people that didn't cut you. It might not be fair that you have to deal with the pain that your ex caused you, that your family caused you, that friend caused you. But freeing yourself from that pain is the best gift you can give to yourself. Which brings me to the third lesson my therapist taught me, which is forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. The only person that holding a grudge against hurts is you. And I know you might be thinking, no, if someone hurt me, if someone cheated on me, if someone left me, like, I deserve to feel angry. You can feel angry, but you actually, you don't deserve anger. Anger is actually a really crappy emotion. You deserve to feel happiness, especially for pain that you didn't inflict. Think about that person that hurt you. They might not even be thinking about you anymore. They might not have remembered that they hurt you. They probably forgot. They probably have moved on. They might be hurting other people. They might not even care that they hurt you. Your ex that cheated on you is probably not thinking about it every day and feeling bad about it. You are. Pain is like heavy baggage, and even though someone just threw this heavy backpack at you, you don't have to carry it forever. You can put it down. There's this quote that's like, anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Holding on to anger, resentment, hate, vitriol, those are heavy, heavy emotions. That's so much negativity. But whose emotions are they? they're yours. And also, I used to feel like forgiveness, letting it go, was saying like what they did is okay, it's fine, I'm letting it slide. No, 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 no. It's not saying what happened to you is okay. Something can be not okay and not acceptable, and you can still say, I choose not to hold on to it anymore. And also, I just realized this episode is like kind of deeper than my usual episodes, and it can bring up some tough memories. So let's pause for a second. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Do you need a hug? Drink some water. Pause this if you need to. Okay, moving on. The fourth lesson that my therapist has taught me is not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. This one is a tough pill to swallow. I think when you're young, you think that the friends you make in school, in college, your roommates, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, that they're gonna be in your life forever. As a society, we put a lot of pressure on specifically friendships lasting forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's normal to assume that a romantic relationship might end because people grew apart, that their life was going in different directions, and it's okay that they split up. But with friendships, there's kind of an assumption that like this is gonna be your best friend forever, and like why would it end? Why would it ever end? But I like to use this highway analogy when I talk about friendships, that like your life is like this long highway and there are all these exits. Some friends will get on exit 20 and leave at 21. Some friends will get on exit 13 and leave on exit 15. Some people will get on exit 1 and stay till the entire length of the highway with you for your entire life. But that is normal. There are different people for different phases of your life. I used to think that, oh, I should keep being friends with this person, or oh, I should keep, talking to this family member because I've known them for so long. We have so much history. No, no, no. Obviously, there's a lot of beauty in having a long-term friends, but don't make history be the only reason to keep the friend around, or that partner, or that family member even around. You're going to change and evolve so much in your life. And sometimes people are going to want to keep an old version of you. Maybe that's an old version of you that you have grown out of. Maybe that's an old version of you who no longer plays, toxic dating games, or an old version of you that, didn't have boundaries. But you've now grown out of that. And sometimes people from past chapters of your life won't be able to understand, connect, or be compatible with this new version of you. My life got instantly better once I removed toxic people, toxic relationships, toxic cycles from my life, and that includes family. I know that is spicy, so comment down below if you want another video on that. The fifth valuable lesson that I've learned from spending $12,000 on therapy is this. Setting boundaries is a very quick and efficient way to eliminate the wrong people in your life. And this is specifically for all you people pleasers. Did you know that 49% of adults identify as people pleasers? So to give you a little rundown on people pleasers, speaking as a formal people pleaser, this might look like apologizing for things that are not your fault, not being able to say no to someone, changing your personality based on who's around you to make them feel more comfortable, being super duper agreeable to not ruffle any feathers or bother anyone, ever. I was like an extreme people pleaser just a few years ago. It was kind of insane, actually. Looking back at it, dude, it was so unhealthy. I would swim oceans for people who would not jump a puddle for me. And if you relate to this, definitely check out my video on people pleasing and boundaries. I'll link it here. I think of boundaries like house rules, like when you're visiting someone's house. And if a house is someone's life, it's their being, and you're visiting them and you want to be a part of their house, a part of their life, they might have some house rules. And those are healthy rules you set to be able to take care of yourself while also having a relationship with another person. And why I said setting boundaries will eliminate the wrong people from your life is because the only people that are going to have issues with your boundaries are the people who are most comfortable with you not having them. Are the people that are used to running all over you, are the people that are used to not knocking on your door and just busting through. Having boundaries will show you who respects you. Moving on, the sixth lesson I've learned from my lovely therapist is if you can't change a situation, you have to change how you think about the situation. There's this Greek mythology story that I like that goes something like, there was this dude named Sisyphus. This dude. The Greek gods were angry at him and they punished him by making him roll this big boulder up a hill. He would roll this boulder up the hill, and right when the boulder was getting to the top of the hill, it would roll all the way back down. He would have to push this heavy boulder up the hill every day for eternity. That was his punishment. And obviously you're thinking, dude, that really sucks. That sounds like absolute hell to have to do that. The only way to think about that story in a positive way is to believe that Sisyphus actually loves rolling the boulder. He enjoys the work. He gets fulfillment out of it. And then in that situation, he's doing something he loves every day. We do hard things we love every day all the time. So for example, I go to the gym, I work out most days, and going to the gym is tough. I have to get up super early. I have to literally sweat, lift heavy things. Like I'm physically putting my body under stress every morning. And you can see that as that sounds so awful. Who would want to do that? Or the way I actually see it is I love doing this. Yes, it's tough on my body. Yes, it challenges me. Yes, it's hard, but I genuinely get a lot of fulfillment out of it. So it's not a punishment. It's something I get to do. So when you're going through something tough, like maybe you got rejected from a certain college you wanted to get into, perspective is really the key to happiness. There's no one key to happiness, but if there was, it would probably be perspective. It's not about what you're going through, it's about how you're processing it. There can be all sorts of really, really crappy situations you will go through in life, and that can be valid. They can be just crappy. But if you feel out of control, if you feel like you can't change it, if you feel like you're just stuck and the world is happening to you, you can try your best to change your perspective on it. You know, if you hate your job, you can say, at least I have a job. There are many people out here that are desperately trying to get jobs that can't. It's really not about the actual events of your life that can make or break your happiness. There's a reason that people in third world countries sometimes are a lot happier than millionaires. Also, if you're getting any value out of this video, it would mean the world to me if you just hit like, and maybe if you really like me, you can hit subscribe. Or if you're listening to this on Spotify, all you have to do is rate me 5 stars. It lets the algorithm know that this content is good and that more people should see it. Thank you. Moving on, the 7th lesson I've learned from therapy is how you see yourself is how you see the world. Have you ever met someone that loves themselves, that is kind to themselves, that has so much empathy for themselves, and also constantly criticizes other people? No, you haven't. It's because we meet people on the level we've met ourselves. I'll tell you what you have seen. You have seen people who are critical of others, super judgmental, haters, leaving mean comments, who are also mean to themselves. That's why it's never that personal. It's never that deep when someone leaves me a mean comment and they're like, you're so ugly, or your content sucks, or you're never gonna be successful. That makes me feel like, dude, I feel sorry for you. Where's all this coming from? You must have a lot of negativity inside of you for this to be coming out of you. Like you're clearly not in a good place and you're projecting. Because no successful YouTuber like Mr. Beast is gonna comment on a small YouTuber's page and say, dude, you suck. You should stop. This is cringe. People project, man. That's why the more empathy, love, kindness you have to yourself, you will be a kinder, loving, more empathetic friend, partner, colleague. You can only give what you have. You can't give something you don't have. Number 8 is every single one of your emotions is valid. None of your emotions are bad, but how you express it can be. I made this video on comparison and jealousy and talked about how a lot of people feel jealous, right? Especially with social media. Like you can feel jealous of someone's new car, someone's new promotion, someone's new relationship. And it's not a bad emotion because you can actually learn a lot from it. But what you do with that emotion can be harmful. For example, if you're jealous of some glamorous vacation that someone took and you're sitting in your bed thinking, oh, like I wish I was on vacation. That's not fair that they make more money than me. That's not fair that they get to go on these expensive trips. Like I want that for my life. You can leave a mean comment. That's harmful. Or you can actually like use that emotion to learn something about yourself. Jealousy points you in the direction of what you want. It actually like gives you a lot of clarity into what you don't have that you want. A lot of people think sadness is a bad emotion. You can be sad. Being sad is so normal, so healthy. You just don't have to unpack and live in the sadness forever. I love the new movie Inside Out 2. Has anyone seen that? At the end of the movie, I don't feel like this is too much of a spoiler, but they put anxiety in like the backseat in the chair and they just give him some tea. Anxiety is a super helpful emotion. Anxiety is literally hardwired into us as humans to keep us physically safe. It's just how you express it. You don't need to be a spiraling mess. Moving on, number 9 is healing is not linear. When I first started therapy in 2020, I went for like a year and I thought I was good, man. I thought I was doing great. I was about to quit. I was like, I feel like I've healed. Like literally 2 months later, I had a complete identity crisis and all of these things that I had suppressed from my childhood came out and I was a wreck for years. And that started a whole new chapter of therapy for me. So whatever journey you're going through, whether that's actually going to therapy or journaling or reflecting or meditating, growing is not a linear journey. It's like super messy. And sometimes just when you think you've healed, you make a left turn. And then sometimes when you think you're really going through the thick of it, you have great days and great months. And that's kind of how you know it's working. I know some people that are like super duper confident that they don't need therapy. They're super confident they don't have any issues. And whenever I hear that, I always think of this psychology study called what's it called? Hang on. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Basically, they prove that there's this phenomenon that people with very little knowledge about something are actually the most confident and the most outspoken on the subject. They will be the ones that are like, oh yeah, I definitely know that. Or I don't have this issue. Like the people that are the most confident oftentimes know the least. The first step to growing is accepting that no one's perfect. Everyone has issues. You can always be a better person, a better friend, a better partner. Everyone has bad habits. Everyone is healing from something. You're probably not the special unicorn you think you are. And the 10th and arguably the most important lesson I've learned from my therapist is it's better to admit that you walked through the wrong door than spend your life in the wrong room. So many people are unhappy with their career choice, with their job, but feel like they can't change it because they're in too deep. It's too far to turn back. They've already passed the point of no return. They've invested years into this career. They've invested years into this person. So you might feel like embarrassed or awkward or like, how are people gonna think of me, right? If you change your mind about something. You're allowed to change your mind. Give yourself permission to grow and evolve and completely make left turns. It is so freeing. You are allowed to want something for some chapters of your life and then decide you want something else. It is never too late to pivot and try something new. Vera Wang, one of the world's most iconic fashion designers, didn't even start designing clothes until she was 40. There's this psychological phenomenon called the sunk cost fallacy. It's this phenomenon where people are afraid or reluctant to leave someone, to leave something, to abandon this path of life because they feel like they've already heavily invested in it, even when it's clear that leaving would be most beneficial to them. I put so much time into this career or into this person, I should just keep going. But here's another quote that I love. If you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is probably stop digging. Please chat with me down in the comments. Tell me, are you going to therapy? Have you ever thought about it? Tell me what have been some of the most valuable therapeutic type lessons you've learned in your life. And that is all I have for today. And I will catch you guys on the flippity flip. Bye buds.